What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Toad's Cafe Podcast. We're your hosts, Jailen Bates.
I'm Gabrielle, Nevaeh, and today I got no rest last night. I've been up since yesterday. That's how excited I was. Wow. We've got my TV mama, Miss Tiffany Daniels.
Woo!
What's up, Tiff?
Welcome to Toad's Cafe.
Oh, you look beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
How's it going?
It's going. We here. We in this
We're
thing.
here.
You know, we in this thing. You want a podcast?
Podcast life.
Yes.
So cute. I love it. As long as I look good. Even though people are just listening, but I still gotta look good.
They
They'll watch too.
They watching too.
Yeah.
See?
Watching too.
That's why.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
why.
Well, let's get started.
Let's get started.
Yeah.
Tiff, the podcast is loosely based around mental health. You know, so I just kind of wanted
Very
to jump
light topics, obviously.
Light topics,
Yeah.
obviously. But I wanted to jump in on the scary stuff because you're such a sunflower.
Aww.
You know, you're a sunflower.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
You know, I'm good. It's up and down all the time. My mental health is probably at the best place it's been in a while since we've been on strike. We haven't been working. It kind of took a little bit of a toll, but I just am fresh off the plane from Barbados.
Ooh.
So, like, how can your mental health
How long were you
anything
there
but
for?
fire? About a week.
Wow, that's fun. That's fun.
Never been to the Caribbean before, so
That's
it was a nice
Rihanna's.
adventure.
Rihanna's.
That's where she's from.
Yeah.
I saw the house that she grew up in and the $22 million house that she built there.
Do they have like a tour, like a Rihanna tour there? Like,
It's not a tour per se, but they named the street that she grew up on Rihanna Drive. So it is a tourist attraction.
Wow.
And the house that she lives in now, or that she built for herself now, it's right on like a main strip. So everybody knows that it's her spot.
That's
but
so dope.
the cool thing about island life is like it's not like Hollywood, right? People aren't gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's Rihanna, oh my god, oh my.
Yeah.
They see her, they're like, you know, what up?
Yeah.
They
What's going on? Yeah.
They just let her be, which is real cute.
That's so fun. I heard Prince was kind of that way in Minnesota because like people
I
just
bet.
got like so used to seeing him go to
Yeah.
CVS riding his bike. You know, literally that's like a real story. Like there's pictures of him on his bike going to CVS. And, like, after he passed away, the CVS people, like, that worked there would talk about it. Like, it's just, like, he would just come in. So that's so
sad.
interesting to me. Like, Rihanna
Yeah.
has that in Barbados.
Yeah. It's just natural. It's easy. It's nice. I'm sure that's why she built that $22 million house there.
Yeah.
So she could just be and just live.
Now, is it Rihanna or Rihanna?
Oh, it's Rihanna.
I call her Rihanna because I feel like, now listen, I feel like she has had a long career, right?
Yes.
She could have corrected us earlier.
This is true.
When people
But it's
call
still
me,
her name, you know?
yeah, but I'm saying, like, if somebody comes up to me and says, hey, Gabriella, I'm going to say, oh, hi, nice to meet you, I'm Gabrielle. Like, I will correct you in a nice way. Miss Girl, you cannot pop out 20-something years later and say, no, actually, my name is Rihanna. Same with Raven Simone.
But I feel like
it's Simone, right?
Your name is Raven
that is
Simone.
something I just learned, too, the other day.
Yeah,
I had
that's
no
what I'm saying.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come here telling me that your name is Tiffany Daniels.
Daniels.
Something, I don't know. Or Danielis.
I think it's an accent thing, though. It's not necessarily a pronunciation, right? Because they have, like, they speak English in Barbados, but it's thick accent. Like if two Bajans are speaking to each other, they're speaking fast, and it sounds like another language.
Yeah.
So it's probably just like, I'm not even gonna try to butcher the accent, but I think that's all that it is. Rihanna for America, Rihanna for her culture. You know?
I just feel like
I'm gonna start calling you Gabriella now.
oh no,
Gabriella.
Gabriella.
Oh, don't do that.
Gabriella.
I call her Gabricia. So
If it starts with a G, I'll answer to it.
That's good.
it's fine. It's fine.
Gabricia?
Gabricia girl.
That's actually
It's accurate.
yeah. I give Gabrisha.
You do.
I could have been a Gabrisha.
You are.
Maybe I am in a yeah.
In
there
an
you
alternate
go.
universe, you're Gabricia.
I am
100%.
Gabrisha Nevaeh. Ooh, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
There's a lot going on there.
Speaking of a lot, there's a lot of pressure in this industry. So I see how I use one of your segues.
I know, I love that. There you go.
Segue.
So let's talk about a little bit about your journey in the industry. What pressure have you felt like,
Being an entertainer,
Yeah.
just in general.
Sure. It's a tough question right off the bat, Jailen. I mean, I don't think any of the pressures that I've felt myself are outside of some of the normal pressures that we just all feel as actors, trying to get the gig, trying to get the next gig, the bigger gig. The thing that's coming to mind as far as pressure, when I was starting to audition and it was just like co-stars and like agents are just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall, just trying to see what sticks with me. It was always an interesting journey seeing which auditions they submitted me on and sent me on. Like, all they needed to see was black girl. And then they were like, okay, send her to the audition. And I think that, you know, there's a variety of different types. There's no one thing that makes you like a black actress besides the color of your skin. And some of these roles that they were sending me on, they just didn't sit right with me. And I felt really uncomfortable. But because I was still starting out and just like trying to build my resume, I felt pressure to go and be something that I was not. And it took me a long time to be able to stand up for myself and say, hey, can we talk a little bit deeper about some of these things that I'm being submitted on? Because there's girls out there that their essence is that thing that you're trying to categorize me as. And I feel like I fit in a very different and specific category. Absolutely. So, like, let's not just because I'm black doesn't mean that I'm going to be black in every single... I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, like there's different genres of what it means to be a black character. You know, blackness doesn't look like just one thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because the things that I'm gonna go out for, Jailen's not gonna go out for.
Well, you know, for different reasons.
Couple different reasons. But no, but you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna go out for the same part as Storm Reed. Or, you know, Zendaya, like, there's different genres of what it looks like to be a black girl. So, yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. They were just putting me in, like, one box, and it was the black girl box, and I needed to fit every single version of what a black girl is, and according to my agents. Didn't feel great.
Did you find yourself, like, kind of trying to conform to those?
Yeah, and it felt icky, right? It felt gross. Even when I was auditioning for our show, I was like, I'm not sure that I'm black enough for this.
Well, let's talk about it.
That's a right?
Black enough. Like, what is that? And, you know, our fearless, wonderful leader, David A. Arnold, like, reassured me over and over and over again that you are the perfect amount of black for this role. And that's all that it needed to be.
Can we talk about that, though? Because a lot of people, you know, always ask, you know, what are you? I don't like that term. I'm human,
right?
You know.
Yes.
But as a biracial actress, do you ever find has there ever been an insecurity with, you know, am I black enough? Do I fit this? You know, I know you mentioned a little bit with auditioning with our show, but I mean, like, you know, just in life and also with auditioning. I know that's kind of loaded, but you know, I know I've definitely felt that. You know,
absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Well, the thing, too, that I have experienced is I don't always get, you're biracial. Like, it doesn't, it's not as obvious, apparently. I don't know what makes it obvious to people, but they're more shocked. They're more shocked to hear that my mom is white, that she's a Caucasian. I'm like, no, absolutely. What was the question, Gabby? I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent.
No, it was, do you ever find insecurity with being a biracial girl in Hollywood?
Yes. You know, not as much anymore. Definitely on my way to, you know, where I've landed now. But I have booked enough work in the black culture, I should say, that I'm much more comfortable in my skin, and I'm a woman in my 40s now, so I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is what you're going to get. I can turn on certain effects in my voice. I can when I'm around certain people, that it just kind of comes out a little bit naturally, but I was raised in a very Caucasian home, And even my mom, when she came to visit the show, she was like, I just don't know where this comes from, Tiffany. Like, this is not how I raised you at all. I was like, Mom, I was on tour with The Color Purple for 3 years.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. You want to talk about it?
Yes. Yes.
That's where I got my, like, real black card and some of my best friends. And, like, now I've been so submerged into the black culture that I'm just like, my black is beautiful, and I'm good with it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. That's something I'm still learning.
Yeah, that's okay.
As, like, a young woman, it's fitting in, even with friends, right? Yeah. Jailen and I have been friends since we were kids, but we have most definitely a circle of friends that are, are not biracial. Yeah. And it's kind of it's a disconnect sometimes when it's like, I don't know how to, do I need to, change how I speak in certain areas? Do I need to change how I dress in certain areas? And even as we get older, people start dating in our friend group, and it's like seeing the girls that they pick. I'm like, do I need to start do I need to go to Fashion Nova? Like, what is it? Fashion Nova. Do I need to? What do I need to do? But it's learning that your black is beautiful, and whatever that means to you. You don't have to be a certain shade or be a certain image of black. It's you.
I mean, just going back to this, like, being black and acting, I mean, the amount of times that I've been coached to be more urban, or they would use different words for it. It's a microaggression, essentially. For sure. Yeah. Like, I mean, you have non-people of color telling you that you're not what they perceive as black. Yeah. And that's where, especially as a young actor, it's like, well, what do I need to do to make them see me as what I am? And
just keep being you, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the addendum to that statement is my black is beautiful and my black is enough.
Mm.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Write that down. Write that down.
Period. They didn't hear the first part of that conversation, so it's confusing.
Oh.
I call her Tafisha. She calls me Gabrisha. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Capisha.
Because everybody gotta have an Isha or a Quan.
A Quan.
Jaquan. Hey.
Let's not.
No, but that's beautiful that you're secure in that.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, as secure as an individual can be. I mean, things obviously pop up.
I'm sure it will.
But I think that's beautiful that you
That is great.
You know that you're enough.
Yeah.
Because I know that you're enough.
Oh.
Thank you.
It's
sometimes we gotta remind each other.
Yeah.
I want to go back. You said something. The Color Purple.
Yes.
With the musical.
Yes.
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 That's yes.
So I was an original company member of the national tour. Mm-hmm. So the movie musical that's coming out in December, that's screening right now, is based on the stage musical, right? Yes. So I was an original company member of the national tour.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that experience? Tell us about that.
That was wild.
Jailen, this is the most excited I've ever seen you.
I am a major theater kid.
Any episode. This in any episode. This is the most excited I've ever seen you. So I'm glad this is sliding for.
I love it.
That experience was wild. I'm gonna blow your minds a little bit right now. I was 25, 26, I think, when I booked that show. Mm-hmm. And I had never been in a room of all black people before.
Oh, wow.
Oh?
Yeah.
Ever?
Ever. Before this first day of rehearsal. Yeah, I tell this story all the time. Tommy loves when I tell this story.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell it to us.
I'm telling you. So we had to relocate to Chicago because it's Oprah's show, and she was in Chicago at the time, still doing her show. First day of rehearsal, I show up, and my heart is beating out of my chest because this is just an uncomfortable position for me to be in. I know that, like, I had never even seen the movie before I auditioned for this musical. Mm-hmm. So I was very, very green, if you will. So I walk into rehearsal. It's just a room full of the most incredible African-American theater people. Yeah. Like they are just like a giant hug. And it feels good, but I'm very nervous. And so they make an announcement at the end of the day. And they said, all right, family, we're going to do a soul food potluck this week. Friday, everybody bring in something, soul food, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking around the room, I'm like, what is soul food?
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah. No clue. I've never even...
Well, hold on. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah, wait. So you're like, what is it?
I literally was like,
Oh.
I had to ask somebody. I said, "What's soul food?" And it was like, you know, like that moment where everybody's heads just like turn. They're like, "Oh, okay. We see what you are and what you're gonna need through this experience."
Oh, interesting.
So, I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna bring napkins." Because we all need napkins, right? So I'm just going to start there.
Yeah.
And that was like my introduction into the culture. And I was in that show for 3 years. We traveled around the country and Canada almost every week or every couple of weeks. And so I was with these people nonstop for 3 years.
Wow.
Now that was an education in itself on everything that I had missed from, you know, Black music to Black artists to all of it.
Yeah.
To all of it.
Yeah.
It was just, I got my degree. I literally got my Black card by the end of that tour.
The Black degree.
Black degree.
Love
Yeah.
that.
And like some of the people that I went through that experience with are still some of my best friends today.
Wow.
That's amazing. Do you know what soul food is now?
Oh, I got it now. And vegan soul food at that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wait, any recommendations?
Oh, I have a whole list.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. We can talk after.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's you know, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but you know, I didn't know I was Black till I was 12.
Words. I get it.
Yeah. That's a whole different story, but just relating to the soul food, like it's like there's certain that's kind of an extreme example, but that's there's certain like nuggets of life that you just kind of don't experience.
Yeah.
You know, through being a biracial individual, and it's just like that's how life is. You know.
Absolutely.
It's just through learning, if that makes sense. It's a different type of education.
Learning.
Life is learning, but it's a different type of education about culture.
Culture and specifically like who you are within that culture.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
And people should be given the space and room to explore their culture without like judgment too. So I'm glad no one like judged you for not, but they took you under your wing.
I'm sure there
and,
was some side whispers and judgment underneath, but nobody made me feel bad about it.
Yeah, because you're learning. We're all learning.
We can think thoughts. We can think thoughts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I've never heard that story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
I love that. Tiffany, I want to ask you a very personal question.
Oh boy.
You know, you're my TV mama, right? And we certainly have shared some real life mother-daughter moments.
We have.
You know, I want to ask you. I want to go down a little relationship way real quick. I just want to. I knew it. I just want to pop one over there real quick, just a little pit stop.
Yeah.
Nothing too deep, but you know, I've been kind of wondering for a long time. Are you married to Tommy Hobson?
Are you?
Like real life. Are you actually married?
I'm gonna answer it like this. Tommy Hobson and I have been friends. Excuse me.
She's okay.
She's perked up. She wants to know.
She wants to know.
She's like, everybody wants to know. The kids on TikTok are dying to know.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Y'all sit down for this. Okay?
Tommy and I have been friends for a very, very long time. Long before he was playing your TV dad. And this job, we booked it together because we've known each other for so long, because our energy and our chemistry is so effortless. That's what took us across the finish line. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Mm-hmm. That is how we booked the show. And so the energy and the nuances that we share, they just come across so effortless on TV, on TikTok, on Instagram, that people can't help but think these two must be in a relationship. They must. And I recently sent Tommy a message saying, you know, you and I are so intertwined, we are so connected in this space now, that there truly is no longer a Tiffany without Tommy.
Oh.
It's true though. Like, no matter how much time, space, and distance comes between us, whenever our show ends and whatnot, I'm sure we'll find another show to be on together. But no matter how much space comes between us, like, we are forever intertwined.
I love that.
And so, no, we are not actually married in real life, but he is so deeply ingrained and a part of my soul and my spirit that we will forever, ever, ever be together.
You know, I'm going to put that up on my vision board. There's no Tiffany without Tommy. I want somebody to say that about me. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh,
she's getting teary-eyed.
Yeah, so sweet. No, because I love Tommy too, but like, okay, you like love him, all right?
I mean, I've tried not to, you know? I've tried not to love this man. I've tried to escape, like, we keep following each other. This is our third show together.
Oh my, wow.
Third television show together.
Two?
The first one was the Fresh Beat Band.
Uh-huh.
So Tommy was one of the leads on the Fresh Beat Band, and I was one of the dancers. It's like a recurring dancer on the show. And the second one was a sketch comedy show on IFC called Sherman Showcase, which we just did our second season right before we started on Lele's second season. Mm-hmm. And we've got I believe we have a live version of the show coming out at sometime in 2024.
That is so cool.
We're still going to be working together in that way, and, you know, whatever happens with that girl Lele. But yeah, this is our third show together.
That's actually crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
That's like, you can't get rid of him.
Literally cannot.
Wow, Jailen, I've been trying to get rid of you for years.
This is what I'm saying. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
No, take it from me. It's not going to happen.
Would you say that about me?
There is no Jailen without Gabby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that. It's been years.
Oh.
Actually, no.
No? Never?
Actually, after this episode.
I wouldn't say that about you either.
Oh, okay.
Okay, kids.
Moving on.
We established.
All right, kids.
Settle down.
Tiffany,
else?
You know, there's not much that I can ask you about being on That Girl Lele, because
Do you want me to ask you guys about That Girl Lele? Because I have so many questions.
You know what? You should actually ask her about That Girl Lele.
I think that's rapid fire questions.
I think that's more appropriate.
Wow. Rapid fire.
Okay. I won't. I'm not answering it. She's the guest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just be watching you.
Number one, favorite episode that you filmed on That Girl Lele?
The sorority episode.
Sorority episode.
Yeah.
What happened in that episode? What was the deal?
Well, that's not rapid fire. But that's okay.
But I'm interested.
The episode, I think it was your idea, right? You pitched this idea to the girl?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
She big time.
Yeah, producer.
We didn't know. She thought it would be a really good idea to shine some light on fraternities and sororities in the Black culture, because there's, you know, there's like movies and Stomp the Yard and like things like that, but I don't know if they've ever done it in like a Black family sitcom before.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I grew up as a dancer, and so they were able to incorporate like step movements really easily, and the cool thing, I mean, the unfortunate thing about that episode is Tommy ended up getting COVID. Oh. So he couldn't shoot the episode, so they had to write me into all of the other scenes. Right. I basically took his role, his scenes in that episode. So I was in 20 out of the 22 scenes or something like that.
You were in every scene. There was one scene where I was wrestling Peyton Green.
Oh yes, in bed. Yeah,
you know,
I didn't watch this.
You know, and that was the only scene that you weren't in. But everything else you were in, and I was like, how is this lady still awake? How is she still going?
Right, because it wasn't just like acting. There was choreography, like lots of choreography. So if I wasn't rehearsing on set, I was in the dance choreography room with the choreographers. It was just a lot. But I remember going to Gabby's room during that episode, and I was like, wow, this is the biggest storyline for my character on the show, and this is getting me ready for what it feels like to be number one on the call sheet.
Yes.
And I was terrified and nervous that I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I did, and I did a good job doing it.
You ate that up. You ate that up.
Ate that up, like the kids say.
You did such a good job. I was so proud of you. I was like, wow, like she's pulling out all the stops this week. I was like, y'all better watch out. And you did not appear to be tired. You were on time. You were prepared. I was like, she's giving.
Great week. It was a great week. And it was my birthday that week too.
It was.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Big question.
Okay.
Season 1 or season 2?
Season 2.
Season 2, for sure. I mean, you know, we were finding our groove and like feeling each other out still in season 1, and
the kids were getting used to Tiffany being all over Tommy all the time. Walking in, they're doing TikToks.
I like to
snuggling.
To make things comfortable, but in an uncomfortable kind of way. You know what I mean?
It's all love. That's what it is. It's all love.
Love that.
Y'all gonna get used to this love. Season 2. We also got like so many more episodes for season 2, so we had just a lot of room to just build and grow and develop and elevate and shine.
Season 2 just kept going.
Yeah.
Like
you can episodes.
Like it felt like syrup being poured out of a bottle so slowly. Yeah. Like you could see it leaving.
Where do you come up with these things from? Like what?
No, it's in my brain.
I love it.
I've had a lot of time to think about it. It's like syrup being poured out of a bottle. Like you can see it's leaving, but there's still more.
Yeah.
And like you keep squeezing and it's still more. Like it should be over, but it's not.
Seaweed and shrimp tail syrup.
Oh my god, hey. That's a reference to the show, Jailen.
Oh. Yeah, my character's a really, really great cook.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna binge it.
You know what's actually insane is that they write these things that she has to make, right?
Yeah.
Like these really interesting foods, but we have to eat them. Like as her children, we have to eat them.
I don't have to eat them. I've never had to eat them.
Are they good?
Never.
No! Are you kidding me? No!
Never.
No, there was like, oh gosh, I'm trying to think about the most disgusting thing. I remember, like, the blue potatoes weren't bad, because they were just blue potatoes. Well, that's
season 1, yeah.
Yeah.
But season 2, they took it up a notch or 2.
Yeah.
There was, like, gummy bears and hot Cheetos in, like, a fishtail pizza. That sounds, like, close to a Trish's dish, right?
Yeah.
So they were trying to torture you guys, basically.
Oh,
well, I wouldn't say torture. Brutal. I would say, you know, they like to experiment with how much our body could handle.
It was brutal.
That's evil.
Brutal.
That's evil.
It looked hilarious.
We earned our paychecks that week.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Sure did.
I never had to eat it. I always got to serve it, but never had to eat it.
That's crazy. I think there should be an episode where you taste your own food.
Next question.
Oh yeah, this was supposed to be rapid fire, and you just like.
It's okay.
Sorry,
I'm long-winded with my answers. Go ahead.
Where were you when you got called that you booked Lele?
Okay, this is interesting actually because I mentioned you earlier in a different episode that we were shooting.
Okay.
Because one of our friends, I'll just let you tell it, but it'll be interesting after you tell the story.
Do you know where I was?
You told me.
I was... Can I say it?
You sure can. I want you to say it. That's why I didn't continue with what I was saying.
I had literally just stepped out the shower. I was butt naked. I got the phone call.
Oh!
One of our friends was also in the bathroom when she got the call.
This was a trend. People just like...
Yeah, I was like in a towel. I started sweating. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Tommy, he had found out shortly before I did. And so as soon as he got the word that I knew, he FaceTimed me. And I was like, ah! Hey, husband!
No! Not hey, husband in the title.
Hey, husband! Enough!
No more!
You asked!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
That's crazy. love hearing that story.
Yes. I know. I mean, I would have preferred something slightly different, but it makes for a great story. So it's all good. Yeah.
I love that Tommy was one of the first people to also hear. You know, in the towel.
In the towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a vibe. And you wonder why the kids wonder if you're actually married.
I don't wonder.
How close is the cast in like real life? IRL. This is such a fan question.
IRL.
I feel like I'm like
You're such a fanboy.
Yeah, I know.
I would say that we're pretty close. I mean, especially the family.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, like all of our dressing rooms were in a line in like one hallway, and the kids' schoolroom was at the end of that hallway, and by like, I don't know when it started, maybe the like quarter mile break, I don't know, halfway through, we all started eating lunch together in the kids' room. Like, it was just like a thing. Like, where are you going? What are you doing? Like, I don't know. We just spent a lot of time together. We made a lot of TikTok videos together.
Yeah.
Like, people on TikTok think that we're also a real family. Like, we spend the night together all the time. Like, they think that we are just constantly together. But, yeah, I think that I would say we're really close. And a lot of that started because David, our showrunner, he was so close to all of us that it was, like, kind of the glue that kept us all going.
Yeah.
And then after he passed, it was like up to us to maintain that glue, that connection. And we worked really, really hard. And I think something like that is, what do they call it? Trauma bonding?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, after that, I feel like we kind of were trauma bonded together. And like, yeah, we can't get rid of each other.
Yeah.
We're still hanging out.
Well, we can, but do we want to?
No.
No.
Really. We're still hanging out. We've gone to the park. We make videos.
Yeah.
We have lunches and dinners. We
That's
talk.
fun.
We text. We FaceTime. We do all kinds of
Check
things
in,
together.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to both of you for your loss.
Oh, it's
thank
okay.
you.
I think everything happens for a reason, and I think that reason was for all of us to experience that type of love.
Yeah.
You know, from him and also for each other.
Yeah.
You know, he just really made the set warm.
Yes. It starts with the top down, right?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
like, we had no choice but to just jump right in on that same...
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you, Tiff, is that a normal thing for you to kind of like hang out with people and whatnot from work, or do you just like in a normal setting or in, you know, on other productions, do you just kind of like, you know, keep to yourself?
I think it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on the vibe. It depends on the energy for sure. This was my first series regular role, so this was my first time like having a place to go every single day with the same people over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's always, with every job that I've done, whether it's stage or commercial or a co-star here, a guest star there, there's always somebody that I take with me from that experience, whether that friendship lasts or that relationship lasts forever. That's, you know, always up in the air. But this is the first time that I feel like family on screen and off, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, it was interesting for me because, like, I came from a really rough set.
Right.
A really rough environment. So when I was coming onto that Girl Lele, I already had that pre-existing history of, you know, okay, don't do this, don't do that. So I had already set in my mind, okay, I'm just keep my door closed. I'm not going to eat lunch with anybody. I'm not going to get into anything with anybody. You know, like, just mind your business and, you know, do the work. That didn't work out.
No way.
Because
not with me and Tommy in the room.
Yeah.
No. And also David, like, he initiated a lot of, like, the camaraderie and the warmth and the love of, you know, oh, if she has her door closed, go knock on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, why are you here? And David sent me, oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So I think it really is from the top down. And I'm grateful that we had this experience together and are still having this experience together. I think it's unique.
I agree.
Because every set's not that way. You know,
every
TV mom and TV daughter don't have a nice TV relationship.
Yeah, no, we got real lucky.
So, you know,
they did a great job casting this show. They really did.
Yeah.
I think building a cast is more, it's less about, like, how you perform, but also about how you guys get along as a community of people.
Absolutely.
And you support each other. So that's real. I'm glad that you guys. That's so.
Yeah, because if the energy's bad off camera, it's really hard. I don't care how good of an actor you are. It's really hard. It's much more work to have to fake it than it is than what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Love that.
It's easy. That's what I would tell people all the time. My job is so easy.
Yes.
And I felt guilty for it feeling so easy at first. And then I just was like, I'm going to sit in this ease.
Yeah.
Because acting's fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something that you love because that's what makes art. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, is there an episode that you wish we shot? Like a concept that you wish we would have written and done?
There actually is, and it has nothing really to do with me, because I feel like I kind of checked this box a little bit, but I don't have like a super close relationship with my dad. And so I always hear and see storylines about like this father-daughter relationship, the daddy's girl kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like we really got to explore that too much.
Yeah.
You and I had a lot of stuff. Me and Peyton had some stuff, especially towards the end of season 2. But I don't really feel like you and Tommy, you got, it was like team you guys versus team me and Peyton during the spring break episode for the judge.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You guys were like, it was like us versus each other, which I loved being able to see, because there is that thing, the mama's boy and the daddy's girl, and I would have loved to just like see a little bit more exploration of that relationship in the show.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Tommy, that was something Tommy and I kind of talked about a lot. Like, it was rare that we had scenes together.
I know.
You know, or if we did, it wasn't really we had a lot of connection episodes, you and I.
Yeah.
Tommy and I didn't really have that.
I know.
And it's kind of hard to brainstorm those types of things. I mean, it's easy, you know, mom and daughter go to nail salon, hair salon, whatever, but like what do dads and daughters do, like, for an episode? So yeah, I agree. That would have been a cool dynamic to explore, you know. Well, Tiff, you know, I like to say you're one of my best friends.
No.
I say the same thing too. Oh my god! Okay.
That's
No, I do. I was actually gonna bring that up today.
Were you?
I was.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
Well,
there's no Tiffany without Gabby.
I don't know
We're
if you're
getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there.
Got it. I'm on the right track.
There.
Okay.
I was gonna say that like it's so interesting in my 40s looking back at my relationships and all the things. You know, people come into your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. That's what they say, right?
Ooh, that's good.
And in my younger days, I approached everyone as though they were going to be here forever. Everyone's a lifer. But that's just not true. And that's just not how things work. But I've gotten a lot of my close friends now are a lot younger than me, or like significantly older than me, right? So it's like I'm somewhere right in the middle, but I stopped judging it. At first I was like, I can't have best friends that are like 11 years younger than me. That just doesn't make any sense. But I stopped judging that, and then I realized that like I find so much value in my relationships and connections with all people of all ages. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you and I have gotten so incredibly close. I love that you come to me for advice. I come to you for advice. I just sometimes...
Not very helpful.
Sometimes I just need to talk and like vent, and you're just such a anchor in my life now. And I've become so dependent on our time, and like when I'm lacking in hangout time with you, I'm like, okay, it's time to get my Gabby fix.
Oh, that's so sweet. See how nice she talks about me, Jailen? Do you see that? She took a page out of a book.
Blink.
Yeah.
That's so sweet, Tiff. I feel the same way.
That is so nice.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's so authentic. It's so genuine, and like I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So I'm so glad that you said it too.
I said it back.
I know.
I love you, Tiff.
Guys, I'm like interrupting something. I might just...
Your third wheeling. But how do you navigate, like, friendships in such a parasitic industry, you know? Because, like,
it's hard.
When you're going through life and you're entertaining and whatnot, you never really know why people want to be your friend.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with, like, finding out somebody really hasn't been genuine or, you know,
sure.
a parasitic friendship?
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten a lot easier for me because I let go of the fact that not everyone is going to be a lifer. And when a friendship ends, sometimes it ends mutually, sometimes it ends on one side. But I try and just kind of sit back and understand why they came into my life and the lessons and the things that they taught me. And I have to be okay with letting it go. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and that's okay. Because I'm a lover and I love hard, and it's a matter of figuring out what to do with that love after that person is no longer in my life. But there's a beautiful line in The Color Purple that I say to myself all the time whenever a new relationship is on its way out. And Suge says it to Celie, and she says, when somebody leave my life, somebody else come. I know that now. And that is so 100% accurate.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that left my life right before I booked That Girl Lele, and look at all the wonderful people that came into my life because I did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a flow, you know, there's an ebb and a flow to this whole thing, and nobody is going to be around forever. At the end of the day, you just got to know that it's you, yourself, and I, and as long as you're walking with, like, love and grace through this world, the right people will stay.
Yeah, that's a great thing to live by, you know. And I think Jailen and I are both kind of learning that.
Yeah. You're gonna keep learning it. It's a lesson.
Don't say that. Oh
no, it's a lesson that's ongoing forever and ever and ever and ever. So yeah.
Life is learning.
Yeah, life is learning. There
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your energy and light.
Thank you for having me. It's been so fun.
I'm so happy you got a chance to meet my other bestie.
I know. Well, apparently we met before.
Yeah. Y'all have?
Because
you're so popular.
We'll tell you.
What?
Mm-hmm.
At your birthday
party.
Oh, you met at my birthday party. Okay.
Yeah, your Breakfast Club birthday party.
And this year's get together. Yeah, the Rage Room.
The Rage Room.
That was fun.
Wow.
But we had those like masks and stuff.
You know they hit me up.
The Rage Room?
They did. And they said that they're starting like a fitness version of it, and they wanted me to come and like take the fitness version of this Rage class. And I was like,
wow.
It happens on Sunday mornings when I'm already teaching my own fitness class. So I was like, if there's another time, hit me up because I would love to see what this is
I wonder what that is.
But I mean, we were sweating.
Yeah.
Sweating
like
by
dripping.
the end of that. Dripping
sweat.
Yeah. It was a lot, right?
I lost 20 pounds.
Yeah. Some other things going on.
And I slept on glass. So.
Did you really?
It went through my shoe. It was funny.
My gosh.
You were bleeding, weren't you?
I was.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's a red.
But that's why you signed the waiver.
Yeah, we did.
You know?
Well,
shout out to the Rage Room.
Wow. I'm so glad that we all had that shared experience. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, he reminded me earlier, so yeah.
Wow. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
it's
you.
so good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So
this is so great, and congratulations on this podcast, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a little something.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Toad's Cafe Podcast. I'm Gabrielle Nevaeh.
Jailen Bates.
And this is Tiffany Daniels. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.